Hey everyone, today's guest I have with me is Warpuppyyy.
Hi everyone. Yeah, uh, don't judge me, okay? You see this face. It's better behind the mask. No, I'm kidding. Hi everyone.
Did you make the mask yourself?
Yeah, I did actually. Oddly enough, this entire mask was used for Icono brands when we were watching the Batman. So I made this.
Oh, cool.
This was actually like a 5 day, no, not even 5 day. This was like a 2 day build. Now that I think about it,
Oh, well
I'm
done.
actually kind of proud for it. That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know when I'm going to be posting this, but in this time, Comic-Con is coming out next weekend. Are you excited?
Let's put it this way. I both love and hate myself right now because of Comic Con. I'm really excited to meet Comic Con, not only to like see the events and see everything, but just to meet friends. I mean, 90% of the time we go to Comic Con more to actually meet friends and hang out than actually the convention. But it's still something that everyone is excited for. But I also hate Comic Con because now I have the pressure of actually getting ready for Comic Con. You know what procrastinators like us are like. We're always like, oh no, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Now it's con crunch time. There's no such thing as tomorrow.
If,
Oh.
FYI, guys, we were gonna do this interview in our cosplays, but they aren't ready.
No. They're not ready. And number two, it is hot as hell right now. I am not about to suffer. This is a time when I actually wish that we could cosplay as maybe like pool party characters or something, or maybe have a beach episode, because cosplay for Comic-Con in summertime is pure torture.
What are you going to be cosplaying as?
So I'm actually doing 3 cosplays for Comic-Con. I'm doing on Thursday, I'm doing Kratos from God of War, but I'm doing my own little spin of it of Kratos.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm doing my own little spin. So you know about the whole thing with Kratos now with God of War 5 coming up with Ragnarok. But there was a whole thing where there was a time when people actually speculated that Kratos was going to go to the different pantheons as well. So what I'm trying to do now is that I'm trying to do my take on Kratos if he had to go to Japan. So I'm going to be Kratos in an actual kimono and things, but I'll still be using his axe. I wanted to do a katana for it, but I don't think Kratos would actually work with a katana. I feel like it like you need an axe. You need that brutality of Kratos.
Yes.
So maybe just to also show just like a small side preview. This is the axe that I've actually built for it. The white. So this was a full axe and everything that I built it from scratch and everything. So I've made my axe out of EVA foam. And so what I've actually done is there's certain parts in here, like you see like here on the top here where I have this groove and things here. So I actually went to China Mall and they have this thing that's called EVA foam that's in a bag. Quite literally, it's like EVA foam itself. It's playable, it's like Play-Doh. But when you actually leave it on there and it hardens, it actually turns into like EVA foam. You can sand it, you can prime it, you can paint it. It's basically like EVA foam in Play-Doh form. That's been a godsend to me, if I'm honest. Like sometimes just to go ahead and like get those small tiny intricate parts, or even like on the mask, yeah. You know, like sometimes when you make it and you have the seams that aren't filling in here, so you use that to also go and fill the seams. Like I leave this rough edges on here because it's supposed to be like that, because I wanted us to be like Jason Todd making his mask, just like trying to put everything together. You know, like not having materials and things like this is supposed to look like wells if you are supposed to make a steel mask. But it creates like a good look on it. So it's very pliable like that. Like that's something I use. And it's like, what, 25 Rand to buy a small bag of it?
Are you serious? It's not that expensive?
Not that expensive. I've developed this thing where I've tried to actually go ahead and make cosplays on a budget. There's some people out there that can create some amazing cosplays, but it's not cheap. And being somebody that in my family, I'm also like, I'm still staying with my mother and my father, and I'm supporting them. So it's always, second guessing on your mind also if you what you want to do with what you get. Or even if you're somebody that living off an allowance or something like that, we always plan everything to the T.
Yeah.
So that's why I work small on that. It goes to show also that cosplay is not something that always has to be expensive. It's something that you can just do just to show the craft of what you want to do. And you build yourself up slowly from there. You develop your skills. You develop everything as you're going. You shouldn't expect to go ahead and be on Kenpatsu's level of cosplay or Tunibug or anybody else like that on your first try. I feel like that's because I was in that boat as well. When I made my very first cosplay, my mindset was, it's not good enough. It's never good enough. It's not ready. Like, I can do better. Until you actually realize something that you're still learning. You can't expect to be on their level just from the get-go. They've made their mistakes as well, and they've started from the ground up. Have you ever seen Kamui cosplay? She's a cosplayer from overseas. I think it's from somewhere in Europe. So she's somebody else who also makes patterns as well. And she's an amazing cosplayer right now. But when you actually see what her first cosplay looked like, it's like it's the same like on our level, like beginner levels. It hasn't been always that she's been the greatest cosplayer ever. That's the thing that always keep pushing me. The fact that I always think back to it, that I'm learning just like how they are learning as well.
Aww. Yeah, it's great. I like to see that there's different types of cosplaying that you can do. You can either purchase the suits online or you can rent the cosplay. My best friend's done that for her Merida cosplay. She's rented the dress and cloak. Yeah, it's so cool.
Wait, is she gonna have the whole fiery hair and everything as well?
That's her natural hair.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, now that's using that to an advantage.
Yeah, right?
Right. I'm doing the same. Like, even for me with my beard, I'm trying to like leave my beard to grow just for Kratos, and then afterwards, once Kratos cosplay is done, the beard's coming off. Like, this is the only reason why I have this.
Are you gonna wear a bald cap?
No.
What are you gonna do?
Hold on. So, do you see my hair right now? Do you see how long this is? I am not about to get rid of this hair. I am just, this is why I said I'm going to be like a Japanese Kratos as well. I'm going to have a top knot. Forgive me, all God of War fans. I know Kratos' character is canonically bald. You're going to have to bite the bullet on this one. I'm sorry.
What about shaving your sides though? That would look cool.
No. I am actually going to do that. So that is like awesome. One of my plans. Yeah.
Okay. Getting a friend to sew it for you. So, but that's commission. And then there's DIY. And then there's also closet cosplay where you just put on like I told Tom the one day, a random shirt and jeans. And you're like, hey, I'm going to say a new character now. I'm Wolverine.
That's happened a lot. I think for me, the best one was a friend of mine told me they want to do something which is just brilliant, which is they're not going to actually dress up as all. All that they're going to do is that they're going to make a headband. And you know how people put the Sims character icon on top of their head, that diamond?
Thumb up.
So now instead of that, they're going to put an exclamation mark. So it's going to be like their quest giver. So then they're going to have that and walk around everywhere. They're going to have chocolates in their pockets. And they're just going to say, all right, I just need you to go and see the quest giver on the other side there. Come back and I'll give you a chocolate as your reward.
Aww. You say this, but then like I remember back in 2016, somebody cosplayed as a Pokestop. So they had like the whole circle.
Oh my god. That is pure genius. That is genius. I bet that person actually could get like the whole Poke people actually to like get them to somewhere in Comic-Con. There'll just be a spot there that you can search at and it'll just be spinning. He'll just stand there.
I've never forgotten it to this day. Also, you said exclamation point, but that just made me think of Boss or Solid Snake.
Oh, yes, whenever he gets caught under the boxes and things, and then after you need to hear that sound as well. Oh.
Yes.
Playing Metal Gear Solid. That just brings back memories to me. I feel like the thing which we're still waiting for is somebody to actually cosplay as Metal Gear Solid and actually walk around Comic-Con in the box. I want to see that someday.
That's been done before, but overseas. But yeah, somebody good here.
Yeah. Comic-Con Africa, definitely. No, wait. Technically, actually, what they should actually walk around is not about the box. They should just walk around with a candle, and then after they say, "Where's your disguise?" They'll be like, "I'm waiting for load shedding."
So I wonder how many ESCOM-related cosplays there might be. You know what? I was also thinking, like, I'm going to be super impressed and surprised if people manage to, like, finish their cosplays this week.
Yeah. It's been a whole thing now, especially because since we never have Comic-Con last year as well, a lot of people haven't actually been focused on doing their cosplays and things as well. So because we weren't even sure that Comic-Con was going to happen this year. The year before, Comic-Con never happened. In 2020, it was Comic-Con online. I'm gonna admit, Comic-Con online, it's not the same. You need to be there. You need to experience that energy. I feel like that's the best part about Comic-Con, just being around that energy that's in the gaming community, in the cosplay community, the anime community, the artist community as well. It is just a completely different level.
All that hype. And I worked at Comic-Con for 4 days in 2019, and I would always like see my friends, and I would see all the stalls. You just see the excitement among everyone. But now I'm actually thankful that like I get to go to Comic-Con as a guest and just enjoy myself and take my best friend who's never gone before. So that's gonna be great.
That's gonna be a real experience for them. I think they might have a little bit overstimulation of geekiness.
So like it's so nice that Lauren, my best friend, she's willing to just like accept my nerdy side, and that I even customize for her. We bought weapons as a prop. So like she's got this bow, so I attached some foil over here. These were like suctions, so you can see over there, that was where it stopped. And I just added on to those. Yeah, it's 3 of them. I still need to give them a proper paint job.
It looks really good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, like.
But you see, like, that's how we say that this is how you do cosplay, that you make a plan with this. Like you said, you take even like a toy like this and you mold it to what you need.
Exactly.
A lot of people will say, oh no, you need to build this from scratch or anything. We're like, why so much effort? No, we can just small little thing, mold it to what we need. That's it.
Where else do you think I can get EVA foam?
The thing which a lot of people get wrong is that EVA foam doesn't necessarily have to be like you need to get it from a certain store or even like a certain type. Like, okay, for my EVA foam, I got my EVA foam from another cosplayer who actually used to go to another factory that used to make the EVA foam. But that's only now recently when I started getting more and I started learning more about my EVA foam, like how to build it and things, right? When I first started cosplaying with it, I didn't actually use like that type of EVA foam. I actually ended up using the play mats, the ones that are like puzzles. Like,
let me guess. Yeah, like yoga mats too.
Yoga mats as well. Using the yoga mats, that's like medium EVA foam. That's like good for making like armor and things that you can move around in. And then after there's the harder one, that's the one that kids play mats is made out of. That's like hard EVA foam, and that's good for making props and things. That's what I used to use. But a lot of people look at it and they say, oh no, but it's got all of the, you know, like that rough surfaces and things on there that's supposed to be gripping for kids to play on, right? We used to just say, well, then you just flip it inside out. It's not as if they're gonna see the other side.
That's so true.
Like that's what we had to do. It's a case where a lot of the time we want to get the right materials, but we kind of get blindsided by also saying that you don't have to get the greatest materials or the greatest things. You can always just get what's around the corner and you make it yourself. That's the beauty of being a cosplayer. It's more about adaptability and taking what you have and molding it into something unique, something that is just not seen before. That's the best part about it.
What do you like use to mold the EVA foam? Don't you need some kind of heat gun or?
Yeah, so you do need a heat gun as well. Like a heat gun does help a lot. And unfortunately, you can't use a hairdryer and things because it's not the same heat. But this is only possible here in South Africa, and you got to be quick with it. I used to learn this thing that if you want to go ahead and mold your EVA foam, you can't leave it out in the sun as well, especially during summertime like this. If you let it get nice and warm, it becomes very pliable to move, but you just got to make sure that you mold it to how you want, and then afterwards you leave it as is. I just use, this is what I used to happen to me. I used to go and find all of these like back alley tricks also to go and make stuff as well. I never used to, it's not that I never used to have support or anything. I never used to have friends to ask for because my friends were always there. And that's the best thing as well. Also, you need to always ask other cosplayers. People get intimidated sometimes also to go and ask cosplayers for advice, but cosplayers are sometimes the nicest people that you'll ever meet. Like they know about the struggle of being a cosplayer. They've been there before of figuring out what to use. And that's why they're always willing to pass along their knowledge as well. And that's how I've learned as well, always asking other cosplayers who've experienced the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's how you learn.
I guess it's a bit complicated. I guess it's the type of people that you ask. I guess like people are helpful, but it just depends on the circumstance. I mean, I guess that's why I'm helping my best friend. Like I offered with everything. Today, this morning, without her even asking, I sent her some YouTube links on the makeup tutorial. Because I want her to enjoy herself as much as possible and just let everything go so nicely for her. Like I'm sacrificing my cosplay time so hers can be perfected. But it's because I care about her. And
it's that sense that you want your friend to also have an experience of Comic-Con in their cosplay the way that they should be happy with it, even though it does sacrifice your time. But this is the kind of problem that happens with people like us, where we put our friends first before ourselves, even though people say we should be selfish, but it's not going to happen.
Well, I am selfish in some aspects when it comes to like social recharging, and then you just want time for yourself. Like if you went out for the whole weekend and then you just need a break.
Don't worry, that is called being normal. I have this thing where I've had this conversation also with friends, and I've also told you as well, I'm not somebody that has a large social media presence. I'm not somebody that has a lot of, what's the word? Even if I'm talking to friends, I don't text, I don't WhatsApp a lot. I'm a little bit of a lurker, but it doesn't mean that I don't want to talk to you. It's just I have the sense in me that we all have lives outside of WhatsApp and Comic-Con and things like that, but we're also friends in the end. I mean, there was a case where I went out with one group of friends, and quite literally on Facebook, people were actually posting saying, wait, is that Keegan? Is Keegan alive? And that's what happens. It's a sense that it's people actually care about you, but they understand as well that you're not always going to be there to talk to them 24/7. You're going to be there sometimes also, and you're going to need your personal space as well. And people won't leave you if they accept you for wanting your personal space. If somebody doesn't accept you for having your personal space, then maybe that person is not really a friend. Maybe that's a person that's just using you to get their own attention, to get their own needs, instead of also caring about what your needs are as well.
It's a very narcissistic feeling to have if they are like that. They only care about themselves and they don't put you into.
Yeah, but there's a lot of but then when that kind of thing happens, then you have them also try and make you as the bad person by telling you that, oh no, why is it that you don't want to share your problems with me, or why don't you want to go ahead and talk to me, and those kind of things. And people process things differently. That's the thing which people forget. Sometimes if we want to talk to somebody, we will talk. If we don't want to talk to somebody, you have to give them space and let them sort it out on their own. You'll be able to pick up the signs of when somebody is going through a lot, but you shouldn't also force them as well, because that's the same thing as you going ahead and only wanting them to talk to you so that you can make yourself feel better by saying that I was there for them, instead of actually being there for them. This was something that I had to develop also from being at Comic-Con and things, because I never used to be somebody that actually used to understand this thing. Going to Comic-Con has actually opened my mind, because that's when you start seeing a lot of people that go through a lot of this. A lot of people that sometimes they feel outside of their comfort zone, and they start going to Comic-Con because they think they're going to feel more at home there, more with introverts and more with people that understand who they are. And this is where I've actually had to develop that feeling. Also, even when I met you also, I'm a very, I'm somebody that I don't recognize personal space in the beginning. I'm very open as well. I don't mind people touching me and things, but sometimes people don't enjoy that as well. And I've had to learn that from Comic-Con. I've had to be open to how people are reacting to me, and I've had to learn from that.
Where did we meet? My memory sucks.
So we met at Comic-Con 2019 and at Rage 2019.
What was your cosplay for Comic-Con again?
For Comic-Con, on the first day, it was Samurai Jack. The second day was, no, sorry, I'm wrong. The first day was Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. The second day was Samurai Jack. And the third day was the Shield Hero from Rising of a Shield Hero. And then the last day, I was just in my casual clothes.
And then
at Rage, I was also Samurai Jack again. And then after the second day, I was John Wick. So the way that I remember you is because I also remember your 3 cosplays. You had the Gamora cosplay that you did.
That was
you
a
did
Geek Fest.
Sorry, that was a Geek Fest as well. Yes, Geek Fest also we met. I forgot about that.
Oh, cool.
And then, see, my memory is not what it used to be, but I still remember some things. I also remember you did the one with it was PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, and Marco Polo. You had the
Marco Polo.
Markiplier, sorry. Marco this is not going in the video. This is not going in the video. I feel like every time if I actually have to say this is not going into the video, it's definitely going into the video. Oh god.
So that was like the player cosplay. Yeah, that was a rage. I do remember meeting you, and I think it was the John Wick cosplay that I met, or that I remember you most from. Yeah.
But I bet the Gamora one was extremely hot also with having the face paint on.
It was okay. Wasn't that bad. Like, I think the weather was like tolerable for something like that. And it was also just like makeup base. You actually do get that green makeup for if your face goes red easily, or if you get rashes, or if you get sunburn. So it kind of like conceals the redness of anyone's skin. And it's actually a very good idea. So like if you get flushed easily from drinking, then you can just apply some on your cheekbones, and there you go. So yeah, so I used that, and I used eyeshadow. Like I just piled layers, and then I did my chest and my hands, but then I left it at that. I wore that long sleeve.
Yeah.
It was in June, I think. That's also why it was.
Oh yes, it was much cooler that time. Yeah. You're right. You know, like thinking back to all of this, it makes you actually think about how long ago all of these conventions and things was. And Geek Fest and Rage also coming up in December. That's good. This is like gonna be our first actual con in 2 years. I've reached a point where actually also I'm sleeping earlier just so that I can actually like skip out to Comic-Con sooner. I've like taken off already for 2 days from work for all of them. My phone is going off. Nobody's finding me. I'm going off the radar. Comic-Con is where I'm just vanishing to. So this was Tom. I think Tom actually might have actually forgotten to mention it because unfortunately we haven't actually like followed through with this. But Tom actually created a coop for the three of us, and this was supposed to be our streaming team, and we want to include more people as well, maybe later. And it was supposed to be, he called it the coop because there's Tom, who is basically chicken wings. There's Brainard, who is also now changed his streamer name to Panda. And then there's me, who's the Warpuppyyy. So it's like 3 animals as well.
They're so cute. People must make fan art of you guys like that. I think I'm gonna do it.
Please do. I would definitely want to see that. It's just a case that we want to do streaming and things a lot, but a lot of us have like our jobs and things as well that we do. Like streaming is something that we do want to do full time, maybe at some point, but it's also a lot difficult that we can't do streaming also all the time, every time. We gotta like do it just whenever we can. And that's the thing which I like as well. The fact that being a streamer is not something that you should do. How can I put it? Not, you shouldn't do it with the expectation of getting famous overnight or something. It's something you have to build up slowly, and maybe someday you'll reach a point where you can make it your full job. But it shouldn't be disheartened when streaming if you don't get 100 viewers or 1,000 viewers. It's something that everybody builds up slowly.
So streaming, Twitch streaming, how did it all come to be, and how did Coop come to be too? And
okay, so with my side for Twitch streaming, it was more so that, well, I'm going to be honest, in the beginning, I wanted to go ahead and be like almost every other Twitch streamer out there, or some Twitch streamers who wanted to make it big. And I thought, oh, my gaming is probably great and those kind of things. But after I started playing, I realized that I enjoy streaming more to go ahead and meet people or to have conversations and things. Because, you know, sometimes also you're talking with friends and you want to share it out with other people. So for me, it's more like I like Twitch streaming because I can also make content for TikTok, and I can make content for a lot of other things as well. So that's why I enjoy Twitch streaming, because gaming is like one of my biggest passions of all, next to cosplay. So it's a nice way to actually combine that and also create content as well.
Doesn't YouTube offer the same thing?
Yeah, YouTube was also the same thing, but I think the whole problem with YouTube was that I didn't like the idea that I could actually say whatever I want and then I could take it out or edit it for later. I liked the more of the sense of it's real time. You don't have to plan your things. Like I hate the fact also, sometimes when you create content as well, you feel like, okay, maybe I never press record or something. And then you have to go and retrack everything all over again and pretend as if it's your first reaction.
Same goes for Twitch with OBS.
Yeah, it does go with OBS, but for me on my side, I do only the live Twitch streaming. I don't do it's not something where I want to also go ahead and re-record something as if it's the first time I'm reacting to it. I don't like that feeling because I suck at acting, so I'm never going to be able to do that. But I just enjoy more of the live experience as well. And to be honest, I'm also kind of lazy and I don't want to edit videos. I'm going to admit.
Editing is such a... Oh my goodness.
It is. I feel like for me, the main thing that gets me about editing is it's not only about how you edit the videos, but every time when you do edit it, if you don't have an eye for editing it, you'll never actually be happy with it. You know what I mean? Like you'll always feel as though you would want to change it or you want to do something else. You want to go ahead and you think, okay, maybe I can put a sound here, I can do this here. But in that time when you sit with editing it, unless you have a passion for it, it does get a little bit tedious. That's why a lot of the time Twitch content creators actually hire editors as well. Because it's also a case where
I'll get there.
If I'm editing as well for myself, I might not think of something as being funny, but in reality, it might be funny as hell for somebody else. Like our interactions with each other just like a few months ago with the Markiplier. I would feel embarrassed by that and I wouldn't want to put it into a video.
You mean the Marco Polo?
You're never going to let that down, are you?
No. Oh, that's okay.
I swear to God, if Markiplier actually watches this and he hears me calling him Marco Polo, oh my God. It'll make my day, but I'll also be embarrassed as hell. Yep. I'll be like, okay, so this is never happening again.
So maybe I should upload it onto TikTok, like that clip, because
please
he does look up hashtag Markiplier.
Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. It's gonna be like now. It's gonna be like starting a trend of hashtag Marco Polo.
Yes, yeah, but then that could be how you become famous.
No, like I said, I don't have a social media presence. I'm not in this to actually get famous. If it does happen,
that's great.
Yeah, it's great, but it's not a goal for me. I just like doing it. I just like making friends and having fun. The best thing of all, I think, also about being a Twitch streamer is that a lot of the time you make friends with also some of your viewers that are on there as well.
How did Coop come to be?
So Coop was that was Tom's brainchild on his own. Like that, honestly, we didn't even think about it at all. That was just Tom's brainchild. We had, so Tom is Chicken Winger Z.
Yeah.
And Brainard is Pandamode. Am I right? It's Pandamode now. Yeah, Pandamode 13. So the two of us, we initially started playing Raft together. And when we were playing Raft, it's still one of the craziest stories ever. We were literally playing Raft and, it's a survival game and such. So for some reason, Brainard and I were on the boat and Chicken Wings just decided to jump into the water and he swam all the way on the other side. Our boat was on an island. He's busy swimming in the ocean. We have no idea what is going on. And it just happened there. So that was how we started with it. And then Tom and I decided also to go and start Twitch streaming Pokemon Nuzlocke, which we did. And I still hold it against him for how he managed to kill my Volcanion, which is like a mythical Pokemon in Pokemon. And it was like such an experience because we got our 3 starter Pokemon. He got like just normal starter Pokemon that was like Cubchoo, and these are low-level Pokemon. Meanwhile, I got like a freaking legendary Pokemon because we did a randomized Nuzlocke, and it was just completely funny. And then after, it was like a whole case of us just trying not to die. we haven't finished it yet because, well, actually, I don't even know why. We just haven't found a chance to finish it. But we started enjoying ourselves, like having fun like that. And then we started playing Overcooked. And that was when Tom came up with the idea to create the Coop.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Coop gaming session. I'm kidding.
The what?
The Coop. My meme sports team. You're an honorary member already. Before I even opened the Facebook page.
So...
hold on, was there like a communication of this? Do I get like a t-shirt? Overcooked 2 was so much fun because Brayden and I were just like playing catch with a piece of lettuce, throwing it to each other, while Tom is busy sitting on the other side of the counter trying to chop up vegetables. It was... So that's just how it started. We just had fun together. We didn't have an idea of saying, okay, let's make a streaming team and that kind of thing. We just decided to have fun. Like at times, I think we probably burnt the kitchen like a few times. We had some very interesting interactions with the puppy as well. Like there's an actual puppy that's there that you can pet. And for some reason, we decided to jump on top of the puppy. And when we jumped on top of the puppy, we started doing like this odd, like backwards failing dance. And we don't know why. We have no idea what we do. We just end up just doing it. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 a Macarena and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 a Macarena. I don't know the rest of the words of the song. Macarena. But that's like the main thing we do. We don't aim to create content or anything like that. Content just comes out when you're playing with friends because you're playing with people you enjoy spending time with.
I think you guys should stream in your cosplay sometime.
We'll have Spider-Man, we'll have... So I wonder what Brainard is. I'm not sure if Brainard is actually cosplaying as
He's
anything.
gonna be Baymax with his cat.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, Brainard, if you are watching this, know this that you will not be found. I am going to kidnap you, I'm going to cuddle you, and you are going to like it. There is no option. You do not have a say. Like probably I'll just be charging people. I'll be like, yeah, 5 Rand, you can come and hug the Baymax.
When I went to Rage in 2019, somebody like had a Baymax suit.
Yeah, I remember that one. They had like the whole inflatable one and everything. That was a very nice one. I think for me, the one that I remember the most was from 2019. There was a person that was also dressed as like a character that had a donut on them. And I swear to God, like I just went up every time to this person and I was hugging them. I don't know why. It was a donut.
That's awesome.
I was probably hungry at that time, maybe.
I think the next should be the 3 of you and me.
We should probably have the 3 of us interview you. We'll all be set. Well, if we do that, I would like a green screen just so that we can have like background be like a judge's table or something, and we'll all just be sitting there and be there like a whole interrogation there. We'll just be watching you. It'd be like, so, Miss Robbie, please tell me, why did you make Marco Polo a thing?
So Markiplier is just multiplayer.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was like a math thing. So Mark and then E-player is like multiplier, Markiplier. That's how he came up with it. Remember, he studied engineering.
I studied engineering as well. I don't remember that. Wow, I didn't even make the 2 connections. Huh.
So that does it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining. I'll post all of Warpuppy's socials in the description below.
Thanks for having me. I had a really great time, and people, don't forget to also like, follow, subscribe, click that notification, do all of that good stuff for Robsy. Show her as much support as possible. She's targeting a lot of us small streamers, and it helps us a lot. And if you don't, I'm warning you, I will find you. I will come and get you, and I will cuddle you until you subscribe to her. You got it? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. We have to go now because there's loads